Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the In Your Head podcast. I'm your host, Jesse, and with me on the couch today, Dave Primiano. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you, sir. Pleasure to have you. You are one of the good comedians over at High Note Humor. It's great watching you when you come out every
Good to
week.
middling, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Oh, come on, man! Don't sell yourself short.
I have to.
You,
I like to stay humble. I've never been an over promoting type. I like to come out all humble and then destroy him with my greatness. So
well, it's fair, but I mean, you are doing shows. I mean, I know
it's all based on reputation. I've been milking it in for years now. But milking it in? Damn it.
phoning it in,
That's
or just milking it. Which one?
I guess both. But I probably they mean different things, so I probably should have used them in different phrases.
It's a new phrase you coined.
It's true.
So hang
Milking
on,
it
trademark
in.
that shit. You got time
Sounds
before
almost
this airs.
sexual. Yo, baby, I'm just trying to milk it in.
Oh.
That should be the new cream pie.
Oh.
This is off to a good start.
It always is on this podcast. It always is somehow. So before I always start the interview proper with everybody, I always start off with the statute of initiation. I give you I asked you to bring a little story of something that might have been marginally illegal that you could give us share a little story.
Oh,
yeah,
I went way illegal.
well, that's fine. You know what? If it's outside of anything, you're gonna get in trouble. And
This,
we don't
I mean,
really
this
care.
is like this story. This is like when I was like 22, and I'm 34 now. So I feel like if I didn't kill anyone, I'm probably in the clear.
I think you're probably all right.
Like back, because like this is back when I like thought my liver was indestructible, and that I was also never not in good shape to drive. Because this is like when I was a waiter. Because like the best thing about being a waiter was that like the entire staff would go out and get shit faced like every night of the week after our shift, and like so like Wednesdays were our best nights because we had White Trash Wednesday at the Pennant, followed by personal picture night at Connie Mac's. White Trash because we always stopped at White Trash Wednesday first, because if you got there early, it was 25 cents a beer, and then it went up a quarter every hour.
Oh, you know what? I thought nobody else in the world remembered that.
Oh,
I'm so glad you're.
I have two friends that got married to someone they met at White Trash Wednesday,
Oh.
and one of them actually stuck. And like we fucking took way, because we were all servers, so we knew how. So we could just carry like 4 drinks in one. So we always just fucking loaded up. And yeah, so about 4 hours of that, and then it was time to go on to the next bar. And I had my friend in the car, like, so I was like, all right, I'm good to go. I got this. And that's a theme in a lot of my stories, but this is the only one that got super potentially deadly. Like, so, you know, it's on Route 130.
Right.
And like me and my friend are arguing, oh no, we have to go. Even though I had done this drive so many times, I was that far gone that I had forgotten which north or south to go.
Oh man.
And she said one way, I said the other way, and I was wrong, but I took my way. And then I noticed the bridge coming up, and I'm like, wait, I don't want to get on a bridge right now. So I kind of just did a U-turn. Except the U-turn where I did it was where 295 and 130 merged together.
Oh.
So it was me going the wrong way down 295.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Luckily, it was like 11 o'clock at night, so there was no traffic coming at this time. But yeah, so my friend, like, I don't even notice at first, and I'm like, wait, I'm only seeing the back of these signs. And that's when my friend starts screaming her head off. Luckily, but no cars are coming, and luckily there's like a little divide, like a break in the median, so I'm able to just pull through there and go the right way on 295.
Oh wow.
But the best part about that is, like, right after I did that, like 8 seconds later, a cop came the other way.
So you
I'd like
dodged
to,
a
like,
serious.
yeah, that was like 12 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I still wouldn't have my license back if I got caught that time.
That one's that would have been a bit of one.
And then we made it to personal picture night, and I doubled down, but I knew the directions from that point. So. No, I was fearless about that shit, and I had kind of gotten a DUI when I was 20.
How do you kind of get one?
Okay, I was only 20. I was 3 weeks away from my 21st birthday. I blew under the legal limit, but everything's a legal limit when you're 20.
Yeah, once it's cough syrup, if it's anything,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
And like I failed all the tests though because that was the first time I smoked from a gravity bong.
Ah, so it wasn't even.
So yeah, it made like so it made me throw up, which just made the smell of me worse because I was like soberish. I was sober by then. Like I would have been able to talk, which I found out if they ask you questions, just stare forward because they just want to smell you. Like why do you think I pulled you over? Well, that's all. They get a whiff of you.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I beat it in court because apparently, yeah, I blew like a low enough limit that you could get that from gargling mouthwash. So yeah, I don't know why I was so fearless about this shit.
You were kind of given a couple warnings, and yet you still.
I mean, this is before like Lyft or Uber or anything, and
yeah,
I don't even like. I know they have those services later that they go where you like sober Sam, but you know, I know, I don't know. All I'm like, here's the kind of person I like. My hangover in the morning is a lot worse if I know that I have to get up and go pick up a car.
Yeah.
If that like there's something just I don't know. Like I still feel shitty, but it's just like it's alleviated by me knowing like all right, well I could just roll back over and go back to sleep. Like
yeah, my car's sitting at a bar somewhere.
Nothing makes a headache bigger than like I got to do stuff now.
Yeah.
Like I drank because I knew I didn't have to do anything today.
I wonder. I guess that's a statistic that I'd like to see. It's all good. As a statistic, I'd like to see like since as the growth of Uber and Lyft, how much drunk driving has gone down. I wonder about that.
From what I hear, they don't. The 20-year-olds don't drink like we did as 20-year-olds. Well, you were never a drinker, really, but
no.
Because I still have like a friend or two that like bartends at these restaurants, and they said like yeah they don't go out because I've been to like a bar on a weeknight here and there. Like they looked like weekend nights when I did, just because when all the restaurants got out, then it was filled with other and they loved it because everyone knew how to tip. But yeah, so like I don't like I guess they just stay at home and take Molly now, whatever that is. I think it's some kind of ecstasy. I don't know. I never did that either.
No, well, I guess I wonder because, there is so many more options. I mean, cabs were always a little iffy.
Yeah.
And they were, I mean, to get a cab, if you were going a couple towns over, was not cheap in the least. I mean, in a city, it's not bad because you're going a couple blocks. But once you get in a cab to go a couple towns, that's... the numbers were ridiculous. So getting to town, and especially going across the bridge.
Yeah.
You didn't want to leave your car over there. I mean, it's...
yeah, exactly.
So to and from now, I guess it's probably a lot better. I mean, even you're talking 20s, but if you're talking in the 30s and people just want to go party and have a good time, my sister does the same thing. She'll, they'll get an Uber, they'll get the Uber to the place, they'll get an Uber back. And
yeah.
So I
mean, sometimes it's not worth it, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're just going out to a place for a drink, I can understand that it wouldn't be a big deal. But some of my friends like to just get, just ridiculous. So it's
true. I might need one for the Super Bowl.
I think you and a lot of people in Philadelphia either.
That's true.
Because I think if Philadelphia doesn't pull this one out, it's going to be, a lot of people are going to be going out, getting home.
I mean, we got all the injured players, so I think we might get the participation trophy parade anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't expected.
No, I mean, it really wasn't once. I mean, especially once Wentz went down. It looked great, but then when Wentz finally went down, it's amazing.
So,
but Foles is...
It's cool. We got to build an excuse, but, I mean, hey.
Pull that a little closer for me, if you would. The mic, yeah.
We got this, maybe.
I hear you. No, it's...
I don't want me to say anything with certainty.
No, I hear you. There's no sense in jinxing it, but... Well, don't worry, it won't air till after anyway.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
We're good. So this is all. So right now
we won. Yeah. Fucking A. I knew they could do it.
Or the other side.
You know what they did their best and out there. All right. So now there's going to be some jumps around in editing, but
yeah, it's like I'm not worried about it. So it's all in the future anyway.
Sorry, I'm used to doing live podcasts. No.
Well, I record it, and honestly, cool. I've never done editing to any of my podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. So it's all. I like to do the train of thought. because I don't want to cut anything, because if we start talking about something, I want people to be able to follow it later.
Yeah,
So
but
it's semi-live. I mean, I'm not.
I like this too because I say some racist shit sometimes. No,
Well, I'm not big enough yet.
Don't put that on there. That was an accident. I meant to make a Jew joke, but it turned out to be about Asians, and I'm not allowed to get away with that. So.
Well, when I get bigger and I have a bigger following, I figure I'll do live stuff, because it's easier for me to tell you, hey, show up when you can, and it's a little bit more easygoing. So,
like filmed live or live in front of an audience?
Well, probably just like Twitch. I can probably run it on Twitch.
What's that? That's that video game thing, right?
Yeah, but they do podcasts and stuff like that now.
Okay.
They'll do talk shows.
Okay, good, because I thought that was still where you just watch people play video games.
No, you can do just about anything on Twitch now.
Okay.
So it's
that's good.
They're trying to be like a live YouTube, and they're really making strides for it. So for things like that, I know like the Plus 2 podcast is streamed live on Twitch. And there's a lot of other podcasts that are on there. So there's a lot of things.
Twitch and they're making too many people that I just hate famous.
Well, yeah,
but
that's a whole nother story. I
mean, that's the fans' fault too. This show deserves to be famous.
I appreciate that, Dave. No, I'm trying. I'm trying to bring something a little different to the table, have some fun with some good people, and have you guys on. And
you got sponsors?
I'm working on that.
Keep that shit in the container and aim the container at the cameras. They'll get you eventually.
Yeah, it's just,
I got.
This is a great iced tea, but it just depends on who wants to pay me more to tell them how.
Viagra water. Oh man, we're in for a fun show. It's Niagara. Sorry, audience. I thought you were gonna get a nice boner shot of Dave for this episode.
That's why I have the table. It's usually pulled forward.
No, I'm leaning.
We're too far back. Oh, there we go.
There we go. There's straight access to my dick.
I'm so glad I'm nice and close here on this couch.
It's true.
We'll have to start doing an across the table podcast. I think it might be a little bit safer with the Viagra water.
I'm glad I'm on this format. Eye contact is the worst for me, but
well, you get to see yourself in the little monitor over there, so I don't know if that's any better.
It's my nightmare. But
so I got to ask you. I mean, I've been seeing you at High Note for about a year, because it's about as long as I've been going there. How long have you actually been doing stand up?
Like 8 years now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. I was kind of just, I mean, I've got to do some cool stuff, and like tackle some fear. Like when I first started, I was I needed at least 4 drinks to get on stage, just so I wouldn't get shaky hand.
Yeah.
And now, yeah. So that's cool. I conquered that public speaking thing, but I also think I've run out of jokes. But I think that every time I write something, I think, all right, I guess I'm just out of shit now. But it's fun. I get some cool shows here and there, but yeah. So you just see me at the open mic. See, I don't know if you've actually seen me on a show where I've cared. Like you.
No, I want to. I mean, and you were just talking about one you've got at the Northeast Comedy Cabaret, you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I may have to check that out. Unfortunately for my viewers, that's going to be in the past. But wait, when did you say that one is?
This Saturday, which would be a date that I don't have currently in my brain.
That would be the 27th, and unfortunately, I'm going to a show already. I apologize.
It's okay. Who are you saying?
Brian Isley's doing his live album recording.
Okay. See, yeah, that's someone that needs you there. My show's going to turn out the same way, regardless.
Well,
in the long run.
I hear you. I know like it's better to have a crowd. Right?
This is supposed to have a lasting effect. Mine's supposed to just be like, okay, that's nice, and then fucking go home and jerk off. Sadly.
Well, I mean, I can see the difference between different shows. I mean, obviously a recording, a CD recording is big, but I mean, how do you I mean, when we were talking before we went on, you were saying you only had a couple shows, and a lot of them you don't, they're not around here, so it's a little more travel. So like what gets you fired up for the show? What makes you want to be like, I want to really
just a good crowd. If I have something new that I'm excited to try out in front of real people, and by real people I mean not other comics,
right?
Um, but yeah, I mean, I can turn it on and off. Like you guys, like you always see me trying out new stuff, and I have like a process where if I have something new, I the first time I do it as deadpan as possible, so I know like the material. Like
Right.
even if I'm not putting any effort into delivering it, that the material on its own holds up.
Okay.
And then yeah,
And then
then if it does, then I'll like add the little,
right.
I'll tighten it up. But I don't know. Lately, I've been trying. I like because I've been trying to write a movie, two of them actually. So I haven't really written like stage jokes lately. Like everything I've come up with has gone into this.
Hmm. Well,
And,
I was talking with somebody that was on here. I'm trying to remember which episode it is, but I forget. You probably know the book. They mentioned about the Comedy Bible. We were talking about that, and
well, no, I don't. I
it's
actually don't.
it's an
It's
interesting book. It's
is it like a how? Is it like a how to, or is it just like
it's a little bit of a
stories?
basic stand-up comedy, like to give you a little bit of an idea. And to be fair, it's a pretty good book. I mean, it's a little bit of self-flagellation from the author in the first chapter or two, and it's like, hey, I did this, and this is
Mm-hmm.
why. So it's like,
Well,
but to be fair,
that's half of what
yeah,
comedy is, and I
right,
hate. That's what I hate. Like I feel like there's some people whose self-promoting skills run circles around their actual talent,
yeah,
and these people get booked a lot. And I don't know. I've always I know you see me with like a big ego sometimes, but I'm a pretty humble guy when it comes down. Like I like to undersell everything. Like that's probably not like a good thing because that's the same way I am in like job interviews and stuff like that. So,
mm. Yeah,
but
for job interviews, that might be something you want to take a
oh,
little.
so like this is Oh, it's stupid.
Yeah, I'm not really that good, man. That's not, yeah.
But I mean, I think that like, cause I have like, there's like a few older comics that like to call me up and like have me be their opener. Like, so
Hmm.
I think I can endear myself to other comics. Like, there's comic slash bookers that like they like me, but the ones that are just straight up bookers don't like me so much.
Hmm. But no, I mean, it seems weird. Like, I would think that somebody who is a booker would know. I guess they'd know more what they should and shouldn't. They
If
should
you
know
have
what they like. I guess it's hard to say. They should know what people are going to want to see. I mean,
most comedy bookers have their heads so far up their asses, it's you just like they
hmm,
think they're just I can't I don't know how to describe them. They're just like they just blow smoke up their own. Like you just sit
hmm.
there and they'll talk about them. So like it's
Well, that
there are
seemed to,
different.
yeah,
Yeah, like there's like I there's so many like bookers that are also comics and they're like the most down to earth cool people. And then there's the ones that and they're like bookers of shitty hole in the wall places. And they're like, oh, well, the reason that my little rec room attached to a diner is better than this big comedy club over here is because like it's not. Like
yeah.
I don't even have to listen to the rest of this sentence. I just did the show here.
Yeah, there was 12 people in the crowd,
Yeah, and
and
those are the shows like you don't get you get headliners, but you don't get like the headliners that people go out to see. You get the headliners that people go out like. There's headliners that you want to see, and then there's headliners that are there for when you're like, oh, I just want like a nice night out. Like it's just something to do tonight.
yeah,
Like, and I don't know. I don't care if I endear them. I never want to be one of those headliners. Like I know they're good at their craft. They know how to handle a room.
mm.
They have like they're good at snapping back at audience, whatever. But they don't write anything groundbreaking or anything like that.
Well, sometimes for something like that, you've got to be, I guess, safe is the word, and trying to be
Yeah,
that.
that's boring though.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was trying to lead into with that book, because the book starts to give you the formulaic kind of way of doing it. And it was funny because a few weeks ago I saw somebody come up, and every joke they started with, like, isn't it funny when, or isn't it weird when? And the book mentions, like, that's how you kind of start to work. It's like you look at
Mm-hmm.
something and go, oh, isn't it, is that strange, or is that weird,
I
or
mean, for
funny?
one type of comedy.
Right, but it's an
Yeah.
idea of how to start building, and
Mm-hmm.
to start building from there. And then you can start to see jokes and write a little bit different. And And I get it. But the funny part of the book, and what you were saying about a script, was it's like, okay, now that you've gone on stage a couple times, here now start writing a script. And I'm like, what? And I never quite got that. And I'm wondering from comics like yourself, like what leads you to writing a script like
I
that?
actually wrote. I tried to write scripts before I ever started comedy.
Okay.
Like I was always like good at like, cause I had a buddy that I wrote with. Like he was good at like making the plot work. I was good at like coming up with the goofy random shit.
The punch
So
up,
like
right.
but then he moved to Arizona, and I'm like, okay, we have like 20 of these things. Like, first of all, that's my biggest problem with script writing, because I've written a few things, and then I'm like, okay, step 1, write the thing. Step 2, do nothing with it. And there's probably something wrong with that. I'm guessing. That's not how things get places.
It's like the underpants gnomes from South Park.
Basically.
Step 1, write a script. Step 2,
Question
and then
mark.
profit.
Yeah.
Step 3, right? So, yeah.
Then crash my computer with porn and lose all of it.
Well,
so yeah,
you're not the first person on that boat.
But yeah, so like we wrote like 20 episodes of this thing, and I mean it was shit, but it was our first go at it. So yeah, then he moved to Arizona, and I was like, all right, I'll just take out all this shit that I wrote and try it on stage.
And that's kind of how it all sort of started.
Basically.
And so it was pretty tough for you getting on stage at first.
Yeah, I mean, I was like a naturally shy person, so yeah, but I alcoholed my way up there, and I don't know, eventually like I realized like, hey, I'm actually kind of good at this. So at first, because when I first started, like I didn't have an eye for talent, so there was like just some of the hackiest fucking dudes were like, oh, this guy's great, and then I don't see him for a year, and then you're like, wait, this guy sucks, and like he's telling the same shit that I used to think was funny, and now I hate it. Yeah. I don't know, like, yeah, I guess you just gain more of an ear for it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean it always takes a little bit for different people to go up there, and I've seen guys do it once or twice, and they're having a hard time, but to see everybody's bit of progression and to watch people work on material, that's kind of what I enjoy watching, if nothing else, is to see where they improve and watch them come from. I mean, even in just a year, watching the different comics and watching them improve is a blast, and so I can understand like being that beginning comic and trying to go through all that. And so, how were your first few on stage times? Were they?
The first one went okay. So, like my biggest problem, first of all, was like not trying to hone. Like I had a need to do something different every time I got up there, and since I didn't have like delivery down, I tried to like overcome that with shock value. Like I'm still kind of like dirty, but like I know how to tiptoe the line now, so I can do it without straight up offending people. And if I do, fuck them anyway. I've heard this shit work before. I don't care what you think. One offended person. This has gotten laughs from hundreds of people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, somebody's always going to be offended. I think that in comedy, no matter what you tell, somebody somewhere can get offended. So,
but yeah, I thought I thought like there's times where like you try to like, okay, well, my shocking thing today is going to be racist, but like if I pepper it with enough irony, and like sometimes it doesn't work for you, and then you're like, oh shit, like, what? I could make a slavery joke, but no, like,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I and then I try to be like a one-liner comic for a while, but that takes forever to find, and like that was all just horribly offensive.
Oh god,
I like it to be misdirection-y.
So a one-liner offensive like that's so like the really really blue Stephen Wright. Well, yeah, Jeselnik too. Yeah,
who I just saw last weekend.
Oh, you saw the Stephen Wright show? I was kind of mad. I didn't even know that was happening until I heard.
I got the
Fox
tickets.
Were going. I forgot.
I got the tickets, and then I found out the Eagles game was that same day. So I had to get there 4 hours early because I wasn't going to drive there during the end of the game.
Yeah, and so how was the show?
Oh, it was fucking amazing. I mean, I heard a lot of the jokes before, but there was a lot of new stuff too, and it made me want to quit. Like sometimes, like, because I know it's not my style. Like I probably more like a Louis Bill Burr type, and every time I see them, it makes me like go home and write. And this time, because he's just too good of a writer, and like it's so dejecting almost. Like, oh, I couldn't like fucking me 1,000 me's with typewriters and 50 years couldn't write shit as good as him. Like,
he does have a different way of looking at things, I gotta say. I've always loved that about Stephen Wright and the way he kind of looks at it. I wonder if it's a little bit psychoactive induced. I wonder if there's that's
I've never seen like any interviews with him though, so I don't know.
he seems like a really quiet dude. I think I saw
Yeah.
one interview I watched from a while ago, and he seemed like he was just kind of a quiet kind of dude. He didn't seem really
Yeah,
out there.
I think a lot of the better comics are. I mean, this is like one thing like I like when I go like when I travel, so like I'm doing like shows with comics I don't know. It always seems like the comic that's like the loudest and like most talkative beforehand is the one that's the shittiest on stage. I mean, that's not a golden rule, but it's just something I've noticed
Well, it could
here
be the
and there.
majority, yeah, but that's it could be something.
I don't know, cause yeah, I'm like, well, before show, I'm more in my head. I'm trying to like, that's why I'm always like, don't talk to me, and I'll sit alone, cause I never have any idea what I'm doing unless I have like a brand new thing that I want to try.
Yeah.
I know how I'm starting, and then I'll like gauge reactions and see where to go from there. But
It's like a pitcher 8 innings into a perfect game. He's like, just everybody just leaves him the hell alone, let him sit in the corner and think to himself and get his shit together.
I wish, but and without a baseball analogy, because that's the worst. But
Oh, look, we don't need to go into what sports are good or bad. I'm just trying to for the analogy. That's all I got.
Okay, I apologize for I flew off the handle right there, and
so
if the show doesn't recover from this, I take full responsibility.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
It's recovered from worse, so I'm sure we'll do
that's
just
good.
fine. So before we got on here, we were talking about something. I don't even know how we got started on this, but I found this kind of funny. We were talking about sponsoring states. So if states got sponsored,
you
like
were saying
stadiums,
that Rowan,
right? Because
Rowan is taking over everything.
yeah, they're starting to own New Jersey, and well, at least most of the colleges.
Yeah.
So
like, yeah, we'll officially change the name of the state to New Jersey, brought to you by Rowan, or
just
Rowan's
Rowan,
New Jersey,
Rowan, Jersey, or something like that, or it's just.
I mean, the respect, like with sports stadiums, the respectful ones, like they just throw out whatever name that team had before.
Yeah.
Like TD Stadium, but some of them are like, oh, what's like Soldier Field, brought to you by whatever.
Yeah,
so they keep the cool name too.
Yeah, it's nice to, but that's so rare, you know. Nowadays, it's just the highest bidder, and they get the whole state. And I think we were trying to wonder what some of the states would probably end up with. Like I think you said Washington would probably just be called Starbucks.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a doubt in my mind about that. I think Florida would probably be brought to you by Cuba, but
okay,
that's a possibility.
So Tropicana's not doing too well. They have a field too, right?
They do Tropicana Field. I think that's the one where the Rays play, if I remember. I think that might be that. The one with the dome that the baseballs get lost up in.
Why would they have a dome on a baseball field?
Because it's hot as hell in Tampa Bay.
I know, but they hit the ball really high sometimes.
Yeah, and they hit the goddamn catwalk, and it's hilarious. Watch balls go up there, guys bouncing off, and they're covering.
Such a terrible sport. Sorry.
I know, we don't need to keep going down the
I know, everyone's
thing.
been talking about parades lately, and like, oh yeah, but you definitely got out there for the Phillies. I'm like, no, I'm not a tourist fan. I'm not going to jump on and be happy about, no, but whatever.
I hear you. I mean, I'm sure you're going to be on Broad Street when the Eagles thing happens.
Oh, yeah. I want to punch a horse in the face next. I'm sorry, but that is hilarious. Like,
there's always one.
One. Nobody appreciates a good Mel Brooks reference. Seriously. The political correctness in this country.
Oh, I know. It is such a great movie.
And the guy died recently, too, so it's a nice tribute to him.
Whom?
Mongo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It wasn't that recently.
I forgot, yeah, that Mongo died. I thought you meant Gene Wilder.
Oh yeah, he didn't punch a horse though.
No, he didn't punch a horse. No, he was a great actor. God rest him. He was funny. He was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Are there any other good states? I think that would get it. I'm thinking like
Texas would be some gas station brand company, right?
Yeah, it'd probably be brought to you by Exxon.
I've never been. I've avoided the whole Southwest.
Texas,
or
yeah.
South.
I've never been there. I mean, I was there once on a stopover in an airport, so I don't know because I never left the airport. Does
I don't
that count?
know if I always omit those from states I visited.
Not a bad idea.
But yeah, the closest I've been was Nebraska. And
how was that state?
I went there for 2 days. It was a wedding that I didn't so much want to go to, but
you mentioned a lot of those.
Guilted. Well, yeah.
You do mention those on stage, and I guess, like you
true.
said, it is that time of your life when you're in the late 20s and early 30s where all your friends are getting married, and it is tough.
They're just, it's kind of like you've seen one. Like, I'm happy for my friends.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, no, it's cool, but at the same, like, I'm single, and it's looking to stay that way for a while. So I'm like, okay, enough isn't like, like, stop pouring it on now. This is like, because they always come within like, if there's like 6 of them, there's a whole year, there's like a whole summer, but they all come within like back-to-back weekends of each other. Well, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I get it. Your lives are going significantly better than mine.
Well, see, then this is the thing I wonder about, though. And you can probably testify. You're saying, yeah, there was a wedding in Nebraska.
Okay.
Was it like one of those location weddings, or was it like all the family was
where
out
her
there?
family lives.
Yeah, see.
I mean,
but yet she's gonna haul all his friends.
I didn't even know
there.
her. I had met her twice, and him I just really don't care for as a person.
Oh Jesus.
But
I hope you don't share this on Facebook, because then that guy's gonna be hunting me down.
No, he's not my Facebook friend.
Okay, cool. So share away.
I mean, we're just related. But no, but yeah, no, I like her now. Because they gave me a niece, so I'm making a little more FaceTime in their lives. But at the time, when there was no niece on the horizon, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking spend time with these people. Like, stop making me stop. Just fucking Photoshop me into. If it's embarrassing to you later, just Photoshop me into the family picture, whatever. I give you the rights to use my likeness in that way. Just don't make me go to fucking Nebraska.
So they live local.
Yeah.
And they just decided, you know what? Let's drag everybody and all this bullshit out.
No, they had like a second, I guess like a. No, yeah, most people didn't make the trip. So, like, they had, like, a second celebration thing here that I didn't go to. One was enough.
If I was going to pick one, I would have gone to the closer one, to be honest with you.
Well, no, I didn't have that. It was...
Oh, you didn't know till after?
My mom was like, it's embarrassing. And I'm like, just tell them I'm dead.
It's
like, here, tell them yeah, like, I'm giving, like, not only did you right to use my likeness, just... drag my fucking reputation through the mud. Like, he just got arrested on a coke deal. Like, he sends his best wishes, but boy, he just can't get his life together.
Yeah, I think he's doing a 2-year stint
Loves
in county.
That cocaine, but they did have a lot of beer there that I've never had, because the first night I got blackout drunk. I have no idea how I got. I didn't have a car there this time, so I made the walk. But I met a hooker. I didn't know she was a hooker though.
Oh boy.
Well, so she was just sitting at the bar talking to me, and then like 3 cops came in and like, you have to get out of here. And then I started yelling at the cops like, she's just sitting here, and the bartender, shut the fuck up, dude.
And that's almost as good a story as the intro one. That could be a good
actually, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything illegal in that story.
Yeah,
she wasn't good looking, but she was the only woman in the, she just sat next to me.
Yeah.
And there was another dude there, like, that she was talking to both of us. So it just seemed like a normal conversation. I don't know.
Nobody discussed money, so it doesn't really matter.
It didn't click at all when the bartender was telling me to shut the fuck up too. It took me. like I was like laying in bed the next day before, and I'm like just going like thinking like about random different things, not even that, and then just hooker. Oh Christ, that makes sense.
The pieces came together like 12 hours
Yeah.
later. It's a little unfortunate, but
I mean, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I wouldn't have paid. Like,
you got
it
to
would
get the
be
picture
great. I
back in
thought
the-
about it just if I brought a like I need a date to this wedding tomorrow, and then I bring a hooker, and I'm like, and you're not playing a character. You're not going to be like, my name's Joanne. I'm in finance in the Omaha district, whatever. Like, you are fucking whatever your name is. Tell everyone you're a hooker, and tell them you're my date. And then we'll see how embarrassing it is if I don't show up to this thing.
It's a real good way to stop getting invited to weddings real quick.
I know.
That is.
It's a way to get invited to all the bachelor parties and none of the weddings.
He brings hookers to
Yeah.
all these things, man. It's the best.
No, I have to sniff out a new one for each one.
Did you use the term sniff out ironically, or did that just happen?
No, it just happened.
Okay.
I don't know if hookers smell any grosser than. I mean, I assume that they probably wash more often than the normal women.
I would. You would hope.
I mean,
I
you get what you pay for. But like, where's all this money going to? My water bill. Okay, great. Yes,
right.
I'm
Cool.
I'm more than happy to pay. Oh, you got a good loofah with the extra $13.
That's why you got to tip heavy. I guess.
Loofahs are good for getting up in there,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Get one on a stick.
I mean, how else do you loofah?
Oh man, this is exactly what I was hoping was going to happen. Oh man, I'm so glad we're talking about hooker loofahs.
I mean, it's true. It's only a hooker loofah after the first time she uses it. But
they don't market them like that
because they are not going to want to use that. That loofah shouldn't be used for anything else after that.
Okay, so they don't market them for that. All right, as long as that's it's not on the tag.
I mean, that's a Shark Tank pitch right there. The hooker loofahs.
They're a little more antibacterial.
Man, gross.
Do you want me to?
I was
Do you want me to hold off airing this until
thinking
you
about
get that pitch out there?
What cum jokes?
Oh,
But no. That's a
no, that's a
I
turkey
don't
baster.
yeah.
That's a turkey baster.
I've cut loofahs out of my life, so I'm way behind the curve on loofah technology at the moment.
I don't know how much technology there is to them. I don't think they've been changed for the last 15 years.
I don't know. I feel like they've grown in quality over my lifetime, but I don't share a shower with anyone anymore. So that was I'm not using a loofah ever fucking again. Boris, yeah, I'm so happy to be wrecked. Like, now if there's a pube on it, I know whose pube it is, and that's fine.
That's the worst part of bachelor life or roommate life, I guess. With living with bachelors.
I went from sharing. I had to share a bathroom with two dudes, and now I got my own, and I'm loving bar soap life again.
Oh man, I'm getting such horrible visuals. The pube on the bar soap.
That annoying thing where you have to press the little one into the big piece. That
reintegrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good way not to waste soap. I get it.
Well, I mean,
it's annoying. It's annoying.
I like the bottles. I'm not gonna lie. I've kind of.
But you need a loofah when you use the like.
Yeah, I know, but I like the bottled soap. I just find it easier. I'm lazy.
They do come in good. I don't know, like that Irish Spring shit's like coffee. Like, I don't know. Like, I wash my face and I'm awake.
It is. I use Irish Spring, and it's fantastic stuff. I've never had a problem with it. It doesn't. But
see,
I've always
look at us giving you some potential sponsors here.
There you go. Look, guys, come on, help me out here.
I like Irish Spring so much. I hope. Wait, they're not going to name a U.S. country Irish Spring or U.S. state.
No state for Irish Spring.
Maybe Massachusetts. There's a lot of Irish there.
A lot of them. And Massachusetts too. They could definitely pull that off. But that's probably going to be Sam Adams
Let's
with by
root
Boston.
for our Yingling Eagles to beat the fucking Irish Spring Patriots.
That would be. I'm wondering what kind of bet there's going to be between the governors. Usually, there's a governor bet.
Is there?
Or a mayor bet or whatever, but usually
Isn't it just for like food or something? Like
it's usually something dumb.
You have to send me a clam chowder. You have to send me a cheesesteak.
Yeah, it's something dumb. Sometimes they get creative with it, but
I like both. I would consider either a win.
I don't know. I'd rather see a Super Bowl and have to send some.
I was just thinking. Sorry, I separate food and sports. When it comes to sports, I only think about buffalo wings or pizza. So. You bring in cheesesteaks and chowder, then I'm thinking only food. No, but yeah, go cheesesteaks.
Well, then here's a good question for you. I guess totally random. What's the best food you've had in a stadium? What's like item of some kind, or even or both? What's the best item you've had in a stadium?
I always just get like soft pretzels because I'm usually tailgating, so I need something to absorb the alcohol. So I always get soft pretzels. That's.
Okay.
They have that one. I went to one Phillies game last year because I need like every decade I need a reminder about how much it sucks. And they had some. What was it like? They had like some Mike Schmidt sandwich. I don't know.
There's a couple.
Isn't there like something that's like a bunch of crap in one? It's like
I can't remember the name of it. There's a whole place named after a whole shop named after a guy. And
it's kind of like
is it Lasinski? The Bull?
Maybe.
Greg Lasinski the Bull, yeah, I think it's like a roast beef or something, I think.
Yeah. It was. I thought it was going to be like, because you said something about, like, they had those grease truck places. Like, I went to Monmouth briefly, and they had the, like, place, like, the grease truck, so I thought it was going to be like that, where you get, like, chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks and french fries all in the sandwich. But this was all right, too. But, a good stadium soft pretzel, very, very little compares to that.
Yeah, I think I get one every time I go, but they do it right because they're always cycled, so it's not like they've been sitting in that spinning thing for 3 days like some places. It's just
like Wawa.
Yeah, and so you're looking at something that could
break the shit out of those though.
When you're desperate late at night and Wawa's open, what are you gonna do? But they cycle in so much, so you're constantly getting fresh pretzels, so you never have to worry about it. And the cheese is always hot, so it's always melted. So some places you go and you get like
I never get them with cheese.
No, you don't dip them in cheese?
I
just
do. I mean, I get the pretzel bites with cheese when I go to the movies.
Not a bad call.
Except, yeah.
Yeah, I usually just get the pretzels with cheese. I mean, they have them over at the tap room. Again, more sponsorship. Over at the tap room for High Note.
They can't afford us.
No, they definitely can't afford us.
This is the Irish Spring fucking podcast.
You heard it, Irish Spring. Come on, get on that. Your logo.
Best part of waking up.
Logo is right down here somewhere. Yep, right
Irish Spring in my face. That doesn't rhyme.
No.
Whatever.
Who cares? They're never going to hear this podcast, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I am a bit of a geek, so I got to ask everybody who comes on here, what is your favorite video game of all time? Can be console, arcade, just a game that you either put way too many quarters into, or you'd never sell the CD back if you got rid of your console.
That's it's something on PlayStation 1. I know that much. Could be Xenogears or Final Fantasy Tactics. I played the shit out of those two. Any PlayStation 1 RPG, like Final Fantasy 7, I've 100%ed that at least 3 times now.
Fantastic game.
Like, I play these like PS4 games, and I beat FF15, and I have no desire to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, those games, like 7, 8, 9, I've gone through all of them twice. Xenogears at least 3 times, because that's probably the best storyline of any game. Have you played it?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't actually played it.
I won't let that disc out of my sight, so I can't let you borrow it.
Oh, understandable.
But it's probably like the best storyline for any game, but it's like incomplete. Like the second half, like the second disc is rushed because I guess it was too mature themed. They didn't think it would sell a lot.
So once you get through the first bit, it just feels like they pushed out the rest of the game. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's still a long ass game. Let's see what else. I love me some Sonic and Knuckles. Well, Sonic 3
Yeah.
locked into Sonic and
cartridge,
Knuckles.
yeah.
That's one of my favorites. Chrono Trigger.
Also a great game.
Yeah.
That is another classic, one of my favorites. I was a Super Nintendo guy.
Yeah, I had
So-
Sega, but I got like emulators later.
Yeah.
What else is there? What else is there? What else is there? That's probably it.
Yeah, there's some good choices. I can definitely see you got the RPG love.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
Yeah.
Which
but
seems to be the theme on a lot of the guests that I've had have been
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of RPG guys.
It's because we all are nerds too.
There-
Wish we had big spiky hair and big swords to carry around.
Well, the games grab you, and I think that's what really attracts everybody. I mean, we've had people talking about Earthbound, which was a great Super
Yeah, I
Nintendo
never got
RPG.
into that one.
It was a little different, but also,
I mean,
it was,
I saw like I've seen. Yeah, you're like a little kid.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, and that's a couple of those characters have made their way into like Smash Brothers, so it's got a little bit of lasting appeal. But it was a little darker of a game, I think, as far as Super Nintendo. But I think RPGs really grab people, and when people talk about a favorite game, you know, it really is. Those are the games that hold people. And like you said, if I picked up Final Fantasy VII, the urge to sit and like master all of my materia and get the super chocobos, you know, just breed the chocobos up into the stratosphere, do everything in the casino and do the snowboard game. You just can't help it. You just
I know.
can't help it. It's
and
a,
it reminds you of a time when they sold you a complete game.
oh, I know. We don't need to go down that.
I held off so long on not getting downloadable content, and then I fell into a trap. And like, I get it with fighting games, but other than that, if you're adding like Final Fantasy 15, stop adding story. That should have
Yeah.
been. Why are you selling more story? Like, that should be a complete game when you sell it to me.
I know, and I look forward to that game so much, and now I haven't finished it. I think I played the first one, the first add-on, which was just wandering around the fairs for a little bit, and that was silly.
Yeah, that was. I beat the first episode. I'm like halfway. I haven't even played the third one yet. I got the fucking the season pass though, so I should. I mean, I haven't deleted it yet from my PlayStation.
That's what I've got. I got the season pass, and it's downloaded them all. I did the Prompto one, and I just got bored because it felt totally different from the rest of the game. You're running around trying to time things and get to. I was like, this is not.
Oh, I didn't finish that one.
I have no idea what was going on, so I stopped playing it. Episode Gladio, I heard, was okay.
Yeah, that was short. I mean, it's
Okay.
got a good villain. That's what I can say about that game.
Oh, right, that is the one I did play, right? Because that answers the story as far as where he went when he was. Where that was that chunk of
Yeah.
the story, right? That's
When
right.
they made the game incomplete and then decided to sell you the whole game for extra.
Yeah, exactly. So like, we're gonna leave this little bit out. So it's paying extra $30. So
Motherfuckers.
instead of a $60 game, you're paying $90 for the same.
They're still
what you
gonna
should have
rope
been
me into
playing.
getting Kingdom Hearts 3 though.
What about the Final Fantasy VII remake when that comes out?
Well, seeing as they're only releasing it the first third of it or whatever, and they're gonna charge $180 for the whole thing.
Oh, so
I'm
three
gonna.
parts of
It's gonna need to get like 11 out of 10 on reviews for me to be on board.
for $180. Hell yeah, I don't blame you. So yeah, especially for a good game, it's kind of a shame when they take it like that.
And they're gonna take out all the stuff that made it like quirky and weird back in the day, because PC whatever.
Yeah, probably the
Like-
scene in the district where you dress up as the hooker. That's
Yep.
probably gone.
I would almost bet money on that.
Yeah,
$60. I'll bet someone $60 that scene's gone, and then I'll buy it with my winnings.
and figure out something in the second disc you can double or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is
They
a
won't
shame.
kill Aerith.
You think they'll probably no? There's no way.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that.
Too important. Too important.
That's a huge chunk of the stuff. But DLC, you'll be able to get her back.
That's true.
That's what it'll do in
For
DLC.
$29.
Don't use that one, guys. Please don't use that. That's horrible.
This show is not brought to you by Square Enix.
No, it's not brought to you by that. And if you do see this, Square, please don't make DLC that you get Eris back, for the love of God. Leave that up to the modding community.
Sounds like Enix's fault anyway. That's when they've all gone to shit.
I hear you. So before this whole thing started, I gave you a piece of paper with a bunch of circles on it, 11
true.
to be exact. And so you drew some stuff on here. Well, we'll use that as a loose term. So we'll start in the top left. So yeah, well, you're 34.
Yes.
We've got that now. So you're one of the few comics that's like been in my age range. I've interviewed a lot of guys younger than me. And
I know they still have their hopes and dreams. It's cute. It's cute that I could just watch that. I can watch that light in their eye just burn to like a little flicker and then die. Like that's the only thing that gives me joy anymore.
Based on a couple of these pictures, I'm kind of guessing that's not far from the truth.
That's true.
So yeah, obviously you like drawing. We can tell you definitely enjoy the artistic process.
Mm-hmm.
So the top right picture, is that a firearm to the head? I'm
Yes.
assuming. Okay.
It's a stick gun.
Okay, it looked like maybe he was using pliers. I wasn't quite sure
because I don't think a stick figure could hold a real gun. I think it'd be too heavy.
Yeah, true. No, the recoil would do some
know?
damage. That's for sure.
That's how you make more money. Make different guns for different people.
You'd think they would, believe it or not, but guns are just made for
Mm-hmm.
big people. That's it.
I know.
My friend owns a 500 Smith & Wesson, and it's a big 500 Magnum round, and it's just ridiculous. It is a big, absurdly large hand cannon.
Small wienered fella.
Don't know. Never asked.
Probably.
Never wanted to find out. So
I'm calling him out on this. You gotta come find me.
Well, there we go. So hopefully that'll go as well as we hope. So the rest of this, I mean, go Eagles. I mean, we can look at you and we can.
I should have put some exclamation marks on that. I now feel like I'm saying it as monotone as my speaking voice when I really do. I really do mean it with enthusiasm.
Were you one of the people dealing with Crisco yesterday, or?
If they win the Super Bowl, I'll be covering my body in it.
All right. Well,
now that they've won the Super
Bowl,
now that they've won the Super Bowl, I've covered my body in it. Or for the third edit, I threw it out and burned down the Crisco building.
For any of my viewers who are not local to Philadelphia and are wondering why the fuck we're talking about covering Dave and Crisco,
I think that was a national story.
I think it probably was.
It was on ESPN.
Or in case you've forgotten about it for when this airs in the middle of February.
That's true.
But yeah, they covered every light pole in the city in Crisco because people like to climb light poles. And
it is fun to climb when you're drunk.
I don't know why. There was a great story back in 2008 when the Phillies won it. Some guy, and I showed this video to my parents after I saw it, after I brought it up again. A guy climbs up on top of a street sign on Broad Street, and he's standing up there, and somebody just clunks him with a vodka bottle square in the dome and knocks him off the street.
Trust me, if you're drunk enough to climb that, that's exactly what you want to happen.
It was.
Did he die?
I don't know. I don't remember.
If he didn't, that's exactly what he wanted to happen.
He caught it square. It's a great video. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
I have to. Yeah.
Just look up Phillies fan, Phillies hit with bottle on street sign. You'll find it. It's beautiful. They're all yelling and throwing shit at him. He stands up. It just gets clunked square right between the eyes. Kudos to whoever threw that bottle, by the way. I gotta say, fantastic. So
Nick Foles.
Oh, a possibility. It could have been oh man, what's his name?
Kevin Cobb?
No, the baseball player
I don't know.
That grew up around here.
Chase Utley. I don't know any Phillies players.
Mike Trout, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
Mike Trout. Right, because he grew up around here.
I've heard of him.
So maybe he was there, and that would have been it was a hell of a good throw. Could have been.
Cool.
So your two gravestones you drew are Tom Brady and comedy.
That's true.
So whose comedy are we talking about here? We know why Tom Brady
just
should
in
be
general. It's just a prediction I have.
Okay.
That it's not going to last till 2019. Just the whole medium.
Okay.
The whole medium.
Okay.
Just a prediction. Well, when the show airs in 2019, people might be like, "What is comedy?"
Well, you look at what's been happening. It's been rough for comics.
between the constant censorship and the fact that they can't keep their wieners in their pants, at opportune moments, inopportune. You're supposed to take it out during opportune moments.
Yeah.
That's the right time.
Well,
But
it depends on it's the relativity of opportune. He saw that as an opportune moment, but somebody else didn't, and I think that's the problem.
co-opportune moments.
That's a
when
good
it's
word.
an opportune moment for you and someone else.
Then break out your wiener. This
That's
is a
true.
PSA from the In Your Head podcast. Know when to break out your wiener.
I mean, it's simple. It should be up there with breathe and eat when you're hungry, as common sense stuff. But whatever.
One would think, but I guess not anymore. I don't know. I don't know why it is this way in showbiz right now. I'm hoping it's not getting worse by the time this airs.
Now. This is following it. It's all just coming out, but it covers a pretty big timeline.
Yeah,
like 30 years now.
Yeah, you're talking about. I mean, the stuff with Weinstein went back for a while, and people knew about it for quite a long time. Some people even tried to say some stuff, but they got kind of squashed about it. I think even Courtney Love tried to say something, if I remember one famous video.
Well, she murdered someone. Not saying it's okay to take your dick out in front of a murderer, but, I mean, he's in just as much risk as her at that situation.
Well, yeah. Harvey Weinstein was... I mean, I guess anybody. He didn't care.
That's true.
He just didn't give a shit.
And she was trying to transition to acting.
That's a tough transition for her.
I mean, she was in some pretty good movies.
I've never seen any of them.
Man on the Moon.
I saw pieces. I never saw the whole thing.
People vs. Larry Flint.
I definitely didn't watch that. Yeah, see, I didn't see
it. That's two. I could think of two.
I probably...
I know there's more.
I'll IMDb it later. I might have seen some, but yeah, I never saw that one.
Okay.
But the last one is another poor stick figure getting run down.
Well, I mean, I knew I was telling my fun driving story, so I felt like it would be a good accompanying piece to the show.
To what didn't happen that night.
I mean...
Or was there something after the 295
who knows?
flipping a bitch that...
Right now.
So there's more to that story that we're not going to talk about because...
that wouldn't... No. Nobody got hit with my car.
No human through the windshield. Well, that's good. So I ask everybody right about now, I ask, so how do you feel about the life that you've led? Not just the comedy stuff, but your life in general. I know it's a little dark, but if you look back, and how would you be remembered for the life that you
glad this is empty so I could fill it back up with my tears. I don't know. I mean, I've had some good times. I've made some nice friends. I've fucked some women out of my league. So I have that stuff to look back on. I mean, but you know, I'm like older with no kids. This is going to get depressing. I don't know.
No, not necessarily.
I have like, you know, I'm glad I fucked up a lot, but like there was a lot of fun times that I wouldn't take away for anything. Okay. And I know if I got rid of some, like, my life would be better if you took some of them away, but I look fondly on that shit.
But you learn from it.
No.
Oh. Oh, darn.
I just keep doing it.
Like I thought, like
I don't know.
I thought more Rick and Morty, like Morty's Mind Blowers there, where you just didn't learn from it. You didn't have it removed, but you just didn't learn from it at all.
Yes. I wouldn't say I'm a happy person, but I wouldn't trade my personality with other people's because I think that most people are stupid. Like, I enjoy the cynicism I've gained because I feel like it makes me unique.
Well, it's good to have an early start because you're going to be eventually, right?
I enjoy my worldview of things, like, and I see some people that just like really stupid things, and I'm sure they're happy, but they're happy because they don't know any better.
Blissfully ignorant, I guess.
Yeah, those people, like, they fall asleep easily. I'm jealous of that. But other than that, I wouldn't want to be stupid. Like people that can just shut their brains off at any time.
Mm.
I like the brain I have. I think it's come up with some cool stuff. But it's also put me in some shitty situations.
But that's not bad. You know,
yeah.
that's not that.
Is that Is that a good enough answer?
No, that's perfect.
Okay,
I mean,
cool. That's
no,
a weird question to be asked.
No, but it does go a little deeper than
Mhm.
most things, because, and I've explained to people, I don't want. I guess I've tried to live my life in a way that I don't want my funeral, and I don't want somebody to come up in the eulogy and go, "He was a great guy," and that just,
Okay.
I don't want empty. You know what I mean? I want to feel like I've done
Well-
something or affected people's lives, and to say, like you said, you feel like you've lived, you've become a person, and that's not empty. There's
Mhm.
people who make millions of dollars but live a horrible, empty life, and don't have a very fulfilling life. You're doing comedy, which is more than a lot of people. I mean, as much as you enjoy it, you're writing, you're doing something like that. That's
Okay.
something that a lot of people can't even say.
Well, if you add the funeral aspect, I think I'd get a lot if I died tomorrow, but I imagine the older I get, the smaller that number gets too. But
I think it's always that way, though. But
well, I guess that
Well, if
depends
you-
on the rich people, I guess.
yeah, but if you knew a friend in your teens when they died, I
That's
mean,
true,
if
the
somebody
whole
in your
school
teens
shows
died,
up.
yeah, there's 7,000 people, but how many
Okay.
people show up to somebody who just
Well, I did it wrong then.
Should've went young.
I have significant, like, I got to think about my family, and they're like, oh, we fucking dedicated ourselves to this person. No one cared about him. If I died tomorrow, then it'd be, oh wow, he had a lot of acquaintances.
Well, that might not. Hey, you
They
got
showed up for the receiving line and left, but that was nice of them.
that's better than some people, man. That's better
I
than
mean,
some
those
people.
receiving lines are long.
I've seen.
Like, if
Some
you're
of
at the
them-
beginning of them, you see the end of it. Like, I'm not sticking around. Like, what am I gonna do? Stand around while these jerk offs all do this? Like, it's cool. I showed my face. They think I cared.
Yeah.
It's if it's that many people, they won't notice if one person's not standing there. Let the old people there, and they can sit. Whatever.
I guess it gets rougher when you get older. Everybody has friends that start to pass away. I've had a lot of people come on here and say, I've had friends pass away recently, or things like that. And even in the 30s, you start to lose friends from this and that, and it's
Surprisingly, haven't really.
wow.
No one I'm that close to.
That's
But I'm
good.
not that close to many people. But
So it could be just about anybody.
yeah,
And it wouldn't really matter.
I like to. If I have like 4 friends, I'm okay. That's one too many. You're reserved now in case this one does something to piss me off.
So
Like, you don't need that many people. Like, you can have like lots of people that you hang out with, but friends, how many of them do you need?
Yeah, there should always be a couple that you can trust. But other than that,
I don't need heart to hearts with many people.
yeah, I hear you. Then you're
You
trusting your
you
stuff
get
out there.
you get enough good ones that you're fulfilled. The rest can just be fucking fun people to party with and
Yeah.
can joke with. Yeah, I need to keep. I like to
I hear
keep
you.
things light.
So back on MySpace days, the top 4 was always a little too much.
Top 4.
Tom could have had the top 2, and you would have been happy with that.
Yeah, if it's good too.
See, that's oh man, MySpace. Now we're dating ourselves.
Oh, wait, top 8 they had on MySpace.
Was it an 8?
Well,
oh man,
did
I thought it was
that
top
to-
4.
I did that to pit people against each other.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Not after knowing.
Fight for Dave's friendship. Well, MySpace. Remember, I was talking about those younger with that glimmer of light. And I still, when MySpace was big, I still had a glimmer. I was a plucky, fun-loving 20-something-year-old.
Is there any video of this? Because I'd love to see that.
No.
You've had that all purged from the internet.
I hope so.
That's going to be a fun
No, there's
search I'm
lots
gonna be
of-
doing on Google later.
There's lots of drunk Dave pictures, but
Oh, I don't want pictures. I want to see.
Just-
I want to see early Dave comedy.
they have early Dave comedy. I've only been 8 years. I started when I was like 27. Yeah, it was nothing special. I was 27. I was already on the 20. Like, I don't know. I felt like everything started going to shit at 25. Like, that's when your body stops getting better
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, not.
Well-
I don't mean the body deteriorating. I mean your material, to see how
Oh.
Like to watch Happy Dave with the glimmer turn into
that
the
wasn't
cynical,
really...
dead inside.
No,
Dave.
I was already... Yeah, I mean, I already had like a cynical sense of humor.
Okay.
I've always been cynical, but I had like... Now I'm just a downer.
He just
like I talk in like monotone all the time. I know it. I can't even help it. Like even when I'm like meeting new people, like, all right, you used to be fun as shit, but I'm not. Like I can't even fake it anymore.
Which was always a little weird talking to you at first, even at high note, because you never seemed like you just wanted to tell me to go fuck off. But it was like
there are a few that I do.
Well, I don't blame you, but it just it was like you always had that kind of monotone, so it almost just seemed like, oh, this guy don't want to be bothered. So I always felt kind of bad talking to you.
I like the people that I can talk to. I hate the people that are like, hey, remember last week when you like, yeah, I fucking did it. Like, get away from me. I don't like being talked to when I'm eating. That is the thing.
That's true.
But
too.
yeah, I mean, I finished the food and there's time to spare before the show starts. I'm a fast eater. I don't eat for pleasure. I eat because it consumes or
sustains you.
Yeah, sustain. That's the word I'm looking for.
Got to sustain you. I'm about the same way. That's why I'm about 135 pounds. So there's no.
Oh no, I constantly need sustenance.
Yeah, he needs to sustain himself, but it's just constant. So for every one of my guests, before to wrap this up, I always make
you have a lot of for everyone.
Yeah, well,
okay, it's a structured show. That's good.
It's pretty structured.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I tried.
Okay,
yeah, it's not bad for a first stab at this whole mess. I mean, I'm sure this is all going to change. I mean,
Oh yeah, you have to, because that's what we did when I had a podcast. First, it was like, okay, conversation with no format, and that was fine until we had like just two guests that just smoked the entire day. And it was like getting a conversation. So we're like, all right, we need a format. And that went really great at first, too. And then it was like, okay, I'm tired of fucking talking about this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's good. It's good.
Well, yeah, and it's nice, too, because everything, it seems to be working conversation into people, which is kind of fun. So I'm learning. I am still learning. I think this is about episode 15, 16-ish. Again, some of them are in the can.
Wow. What took me so long to get
on? Probably me.
It's okay.
So I had I've had trouble.
You don't want to lead
with
me and then have, like, just lower profile guest on after, like, they'll think, wow, the show I thought was legit.
Well,
I'm just
no. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, and again, apologies to Jeff and Katie who watch this, but my two friends who
are they the only two?
Well, no, maybe
the way you said it.
No, two of my friends.
Shout out to everyone.
Two of my friends who I had on who weren't like comics, or they didn't really have anything to plug that was big.
Well,
and I was still new, and so those first couple episodes, I was rough. It was tough.
Yeah, but that's like people you've known. Or I guess are they people you've known for a while?
I've known them, but it was still a little uncomfortable for me, even just being in front of the camera.
I get it. Okay.
So working that and having pretty much the same structure and being able to work that, it was something that made it a little easier for me to actually make it work. Yeah, and so it's come along. We've been talking right now for an hour and 7 minutes.
Fuck.
Somehow, yeah. See,
I've never talked to anyone that long in my life.
So that's pretty much, it's where about I'm trying to keep the episodes, which is perfect. So that's why there it keeps it moving along.
And this last one's not going to be as soul searching as the last one.
No, probably not.
Good.
For every single guest, I make an ink blot. So it's not like a Rorschach test. So it's not like out of a book. It's not going to say anything about you if you say what you see or anything like that. It's like, something like that. So I make these. They're all acrylic on paper. And so for Dave, this ink blot happened. So you can hang on to that there.
Okay.
So what do you see in this particular ink blot that all of our viewers can see as well?
5 dicks.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
2 limp ones, but they look like they're probably growers. 2 that are just, ooh, those are unfortunate. and then like the dick that they all worship.
Winged rocket dick. That's oh man.
That's the dick you find in the secret dick forest when the dicks make their pilgrimage.
There's probably a sex toy like that looks exactly like that somewhere. I'm pretty sure.
They kind of look like poop too. The two growers look like they could be poop.
I think this thing has feet. It might have legs. It's a sentient dick.
I think it's like hovering above its own balls. It's like a dead dick. It's got little angel wings, and the ball. It's leaving the balls on Earth because it's like, hey, you still got some life in you.
So normally I don't. Normally it's like I try to make these normal, and it's
Is that
like,
gay?
oh,
Was that the gay answer, by the way?
no, because
Okay.
I can't see anything other than a bunch of dicks in this
But
one.
is it because I said that?
No,
Or-
I
but you
think
made this.
it's really a bunch of drops. I hold it over the paper, I drop it, then I fold it over,
It says more about you.
and then I open it up. I guess it says where I randomly drop drips onto a piece of paper. Well,
yeah,
let
in
me
dick formation.
let me reach off camera for a second because I want to see what Dave sees in this other ink blot. I'm going to reach out of here for 1 second.
Okay.
I have one other ink blot from a previous, non-use that I want to see what Dave sees in this one. So we're going to pull this one out, and I'm going to show this one again. I showed this on Brian Isley's podcast just because I thought it was hilarious. So we're going to show this one. And again, I mean, I'm not painting this stuff. I am just...
Two guys fucking the monster from Predator.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just going to town on the Predator monster.
Okay. See, because for me, all I see is doggy style.
Yeah, that's how they're getting the Predator monster. But
Okay.
like, it's clearly got its head right up here. Maybe some guns or some wrist rockets right there. And then, but he's like, kind of hunched over, and these two guys are just
Okay.
like they might be behind his back, rock paper scissoring over who gets first go at him.
That's different. But so for the people who haven't seen that episode yet, that's what I'm talking about there. So yeah, I'm probably going to retire this image because it's
Good old alien double penetration.
That's always not a new thing, but if so, this is yours. You can hang on to the paper of 5 dicks.
I don't want to get caught. Like,
Is
what
it any
if
better
what
if
if
we
someone
flip it?
what if someone finds it under my mattress?
Well, that's a matter where you keep it.
Why I can't keep my dicks out in the open?
You can frame. Well, what about if we flip it? Is it any better?
Now it looks like a plane
Yeah, it doesn't.
with a bunch of dicks chasing it.
Yeah,
And this is the clouds, and
this
that's
is-
the plane, and then these are the two dicks chasing it.
Yeah, that's all we can see in this one is dicks. I didn't
Yeah.
do so good with this one.
It's okay.
It's it's not my best work. 15 episodes in, it happens. It is just random drops, but
It's true.
But it has been an absolute pleasure to have you
Oh,
on,
yeah,
Dave.
this was fun.
Maybe thank you for joining me. I will I will be in touch with you if there are any shows coming out. I will post them below. If he does have any extra shows that he's doing that aren't going to be before this, because his next show is very soon
I'm
to when we're
probably
recording
going to be publicly banned from comedy for something I've said in between now and the airing. But
Oh, it's only 4 weeks. You're gonna do it
I'm
that quick?
I'm trying so hard. People just don't take me seriously enough anymore. Like, I might actually have to take out my dick on stage or this picture. And just, do you feel uncomfortable by this, miss? No, I know.
Oh, well,
too soon?
no, it's never
Okay.
too soon for this. I mean, there's a lot of comics who seem like they're trying to end their career by saying like, "Oh, Louis C.K. wasn't bad," or I think they said that about
I mean,
what the hell?
I said he didn't do anything illegal. It's
Well,
bad.
No, it's
not
yeah.
a good way to be.
No, I think all of it has been like nobody's debating whether it's illegal or not. They're just saying it's horrible. Well, Harvey Weinstein's way
Yeah,
past
that's
that, but-
illegal though.
yeah.
What Harvey did was illegal.
Yeah, what he did was illegal, but a lot of these it seemed to be like, it didn't seem to like workplace stuff and people
Yeah.
joke like Matt Lauer with that.
I don't.
Well, some of his stuff was a little.
I've never been
He
too
was-
invested in his career, so I never followed up on that one.
I wasn't either, but I heard a lot about it. He'd given some of his coworkers sex toys and some creepy shit. Yeah, so it was. I believe that's what was going on, but
Man, some people just don't appreciate a present. You don't have to like the present. Just say thank you and fucking hope there's a gift receipt. I don't know.
Yeah, those things aren't
like
cheap,
it's
yeah.
free. It's not. It's it's a gesture. It's not. Ugh. I don't know. That's why I don't buy presents for anyone anymore, except like babies, and they like the fucking package more than the present anyway. But
yeah, they're never gonna complain.
I know. That's why they're better people than people.
Yeah, we have. I was over with my little niece yesterday. She's about 5 or 6 months old, and we've got spinning toys and stuffed animals, but she always has a ball pit ball. She loves to hold a ball pit ball.
Does she steal
And
them
she'll-
from Chuck E. Cheese or whatever?
No, they just have a. I don't think. No,
Oh.
my sister's not taking her to Chuck E. Cheese yet. No,
Oh, it's
she's
more
she's
fun.
too small. She'd just
Okay.
disappear into the ball pit. But if she just has a ball, she'll just hold on to it, which
Right
is
on.
funny because it looks like somebody palming a basketball. It's like this big in her hand, and she just holds on to it, and she'll. But it's like no, just a ball. There's so many toys you get this baby, things that make
Right.
noise, and no ball.
I get it. They're fun. You throw them and shit.
Oh, I can't wait for that. And then she's gonna start doing that. And she's gonna be throwing. Oh yeah. Oh.
More power to her.
And she's a good kid. So
Maybe
they all
maybe
start-
women athletic sports will be worth something when she's older.
I hope
Maybe
so.
we'll be cucked into saying that we like them as much as men's sports.
Some are good. I mean, what lingerie football league went away, man? What happened to that?
True. I could watch tennis. No, I don't know.
Well, I wondered what
Curling,
happened
volleyball. Yeah.
to that. I want volleyball. I wonder what happened to the lingerie football league. Didn't they have a team here in
I
Philly?
have no idea.
I can't remember. I think it only lasted like 2 years.
Too many concussions. I don't know.
That's about every sport anymore, anyway. So
Hopefully.
it
No.
doesn't. But sir, thank you.
I like the whole price you pay
for
thing.
coming on
Okay.
this podcast. It has been an absolute
Yeah,
pleasure
this was
having you
fun.
on, and I will plug anything else below. I'll talk to you more before it comes out, and I'll have any links for Dave. Do you want anything on your Facebook or Twitter?
My
Anything for
Twitter's
that?
blocked to the public.
Oh,
It might be on the block by then. Who knows? We'll see. We'll play it by ear.
maybe an Instagram.
No, that shit's dumb.
Okay. Yeah, well, you're 34. You're same age as I'm 35.
I know.
So
I
I don't.
I fucking write sentences. I don't like shorthand, so I think Twitter's dumb too.
I hear it.
I send text in full words.
Well,
and I'm
it's.
proud of it.
I hear you. For me, it's just I share the videos on Twitter so some people can see the videos. It just pops up with my YouTube and sends it out on Twitter for me. So it's a little
Well,
bit.
I won't share any promotion that isn't in full words.
Well, I'll make sure that everything that I send for this is fully worded out.
This is on. Yeah, this is my rider. This is.
It's not the worst rider, I'm
Yeah.
sure. There's a lot of weird ones with green
I didn't
M&Ms and
ask
shit.
for any special drinks.
No,
All
I even
want is
offered
to
you
be-
other
yeah,
drinks,
I
and you
know.
turned it down and
I
went for
just
bottled
wanted
water.
promotion with full punctuation and sent. Yeah.
No problem. I think I'm pretty good with that. I try to make my.
Oh yeah, I trust you.
I work.
trust you.
I work in an office, and I correct documents a lot of the
Okay.
time, so legal documents. So when I see mistyped shit, no, not happening. So
Right on.
you shouldn't have to
And
worry
yeah,
about that.
I see. I foresee no problems with me endorsing this production.
So any other ways to follow Dave will be down below. Any of his other shows that are upcoming around this podcast time, I'll make sure that I have there and post some stuff for him. So don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Helps me keep making videos and getting them out to you guys. Make sure you check him out. Great comic. And come check him out at High Note sometimes, too. He shows up there. He's funny. He's cynical. But he's Dave. We wouldn't want him any other
Womp
way.
womp.
So thank you again, everybody. So, as always, don't forget your toilet poncho. Take care.